Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito, where here we ask the real questions. What if we actually talked about comic books? My name's Darian.
My name's Landon.
And today we have a plethora of good stuff for you. We have Marvel, we have DC, we got games, you name it. We got it. Let's talk. Landon, how you been doing?
I'm doing really good. Just, you know me, I'm a big Marvel's Avengers fan, and just we got so much good news this week.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to talk about it on this episode.
Just to let you all know what to expect coming up here, we have a new Disney Plus show to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And then we just get a lot, man. We got some sad news too, and some awesome leaks. It's just going to be a good episode.
Yeah,
so that Disney Plus show.
We'll start with this, okay?
It's called What If, and as some of you may know, and I'm sure you know, Landon, and this first episode dropped this past Wednesday, and we're going to talk about it. But this is a spoiler review for any of those of you who haven't seen it. So if you haven't, pause this podcast right now and go watch it and then come back. If you have seen it, here we go. So this episode was titled, What If Captain Carter Were the First Avenger?
Yes.
And initially, before going into the episode, what were your expectations?
Obviously, I think everyone kind of knew this was going to be the pilot. Because, obviously, we've seen more of this than any other one.
Uh-huh.
But, I was just thinking, like, oh, it's going to be, again, Captain Carter, but kind of America, you know? So I would say my expectations were kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
I've just seen the episode. I'm happy to say I was surprised of how much I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, some people I've heard really, really enjoy it, and some don't.
Yeah, I've heard it's like really mixed.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about this episode.
I think those that don't like it just don't like animation, which I don't really like animation that much, but I'll tolerate it, and I loved it because it was Marvel, and I recognized the story, and I liked what they were doing, all the twists and the turns and stuff. Did you notice?
The opening to this was super
cool.
Good.
Yeah, and do you think that'll be the opening every episode, or it'll be different?
I think they'll open every episode probably similar, but we'll probably see different universes, and possibly those can hit toward the second season.
Yeah,
or what we could see in a second season.
Mm-hmm.
They have already confirmed.
Yeah, they've already confirmed the second season.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I do have one complaint, though, about the episode. Two, actually, but one of them's not as major. One of them, well, technically both of them involve Bucky, but not really. His voice acting, Sebastian Stan, even though he voiced him, and I'm happy about that, it was really weird.
Yeah, I literally thought it wasn't him until I saw the credit.
Who are you, the Queen of England?
I was like, that's Sebastian Stan.
I heard his voice, but I was like, that was the most forced line.
Strangely, the best. In my opinion, the best was Josh Keaton as Steve Rogers.
Yeah, he did really well.
He did really good. It's hard not to hear Spider-Man out of it, but which I kind of want to talk about here later with a theory or like a little idea I had.
Okay.
And I think I really hope that the Spider-Man. And when the Spider-Man episode comes out for What If, he is voiced by Neil Patrick Harris. But I don't think that's going to happen. This animation reminds me so much of the MTV Spider-Man show.
Uh-huh.
So I'm all like, oh. Well,
the animation reminds me of a comic book. More, maybe less than Into the Spider-Verse did, but this feels like a comic book.
Yeah, because it's cell shaded just like the MTV show. It looks like a comic book. Like it looks like kind of reminds me of that suit in Spider-Man PS4, the comic book suit a lot.
Yeah,
but just movement. So I didn't like it at first, but I've really grown to like it more.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This show, this was a show that when I heard about it, I was like, okay. And then moved on to the next stuff, which would have been Black Widow, but they didn't have it. It came before. But going into this episode, my expectations were, after watching the trailers, I was like, I'm decently excited. This wasn't a show where I was like super excited, like with Loki or something like that. Like I was really excited to watch the first episode of Loki, and it was. I think after watching it, I can say that this show has a lot of potential, and that. I mean, I'm just excited to see where it goes. It's an anthology series, so each episode's different, but I assume they'll tie in some way. They've already said that Captain Carter will be in season 2, and that T'Challa, Star-Lord, voiced by Chadwick Boseman, will be in 4 episodes, playing different versions of Black Panther.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay.
So
I just thought it would be in the 1 episode.
So next episode won't be the last time we hear him. So that's saves some emotion. It is it's the last focused episode on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's so sad. But you want to hear?
What's the second issue you had? By the way,
do what?
You said you had 2 issues. You named the first one. That was
Oh yeah. Had the Bucky. The scene with the train, or in the original movie, Bucky fell off and he became the Winter Soldier after, And this, it was Steve that quote unquote died. And he didn't, which that kind of happened in the original movie, but not really. Mm-hmm. Bucky got kidnapped and he was being tortured by the Nazis. And that was kind of what happened with Steve, but it was kind of like mixed up. I would have enjoyed it more, and this would have added a whole new what if scenario, a whole new like future if you really think about it. If Steve got taken by Hydra and he became the Winter Soldier.
I made that joke because I was so I was at my friend's house sometime last week because one of my great friends, he was going off to college, and as soon as he left, we me and a couple of other friends, we stayed because they haven't seen the episode yet. I had watched it honestly at 3 a.m. and watched it, and I made like a joke. I was like, "What if Steve Rogers was Winter Soldier?" And they thought I spoiled it, and that's like actually what happened. But no.
I think that would have been. It would have been at a lot of like. It'd been like, Steve is what Peggy would have said, and he would have been like, "Who the heck is Steve?"
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I have 1 issue in the show, but I wonder if because you said that she's coming back in like another what if episode, right?
Yeah, in season 2 they've confirmed that, and live action in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm really wondering. I hope we get a scene of her seeing Steve in like a nursing home the same way Steve saw her in like the nursing home.
And he's still 3 feet tall. No,
he's still like super short or whatever.
That would be interesting.
That's like probably 1 issue I had with the episode because I really wanted to see that happen, but I wanted to see there's like an after credit scene of it, but there isn't. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I should. I mean, I ain't gonna go too hard on it because I got what I got, but I think probably the pacing is like times 2 of speed.
Yeah,
like it is.
Yeah.
But again, they're trying to fit like a whole movie storyline.
What do you?
In like 30 minutes,
What do you think of the big choice? Now maybe we'll do this for every what if episode because there's always that one choice that changes everything. What did you think about the choice in this episode where it was Peggy staying instead of going in the booth? Which in the original movie she went in the booth and that's where the guy was with the bomb. Mm-hmm. And
I mean, ain't that big. I mean, obviously, ain't that big of a change, but I think that's kind of like the point. It's like the most minor thing can set a whole. I didn't even say that. Like the most minor thing can set a whole new, like big timeline.
Yeah. I thought it was a little like really. I thought it would be something a little bit like crazier than that. But I
honestly don't. I mean, obviously, correct me if I'm just remembering something wrong or forgetting something. But couldn't like Peggy just like throw Steve in the thing, or would he just like?
He got shot though.
I mean, he was like
paralyzed.
Oh, he was paralyzed. Okay.
Or something, I don't know, because he was doing the same, like, he's doing like some like walking exercise, and then he had a cane, and he couldn't walk.
Well, he was recovering.
I think that, I don't know. That's kind of like a loophole, a plot hole.
I'm just wondering. I'm like, can't you just pick him up and throw him in there? Because Captain America can like, he doesn't have like regenerative abilities. He has like, he can just heal kind of faster, right?
I don't know if he can heal fast.
Or whatever he can. I don't know. It's just
so maybe maybe it wouldn't have worked. Maybe he was still been hurt.
Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of things you can pick up.
There's a lot of what ifs.
A lot of what ifs.
Show.
What if Peggy's through the things?
The what if Mephisto was behind WandaVision?
I kill for that.
What if Warner Brothers actually did the Snyderverse? Let's see. This is different than the original movie, and I thought it was interesting. And in the original movie, Red Skull was using the Tesseract to make weapons to take over the world, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. In this show, in this universe, I guess, he's using the Tesseract to open a portal to summon Hydra's champion, which, I mean, to me, kind of reminded me of Shumagorath, which is supposed to be the villain, one of the villains.
I saw that. It looks like Shumagorath
of Doctor Strange 2. Yeah, it makes sense if she's fighting him. Maybe that's why she shows up in Doctor Strange 2. But
maybe then again, that whole thing just comes.
But then again, I think she killed it because she came back through the portal in that room with all those tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe she didn't kill it. I don't know.
All we know is really just she pushed it back in the portal.
Yeah,
so we don't really know what happens.
Fun fact: Red Skull was voiced by the guy that played Red Skull in Infinity War and Endgame, not by the guy that played him in the first Avenger.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't. I don't know why he doesn't really like playing Red Skull.
I don't know. He played in Lord of the Rings too, and he was.
Yeah, he played like one of the elf leaders.
Yeah, Elrond. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't really want to say. I don't want to fully say it because I feel like I'm gonna get something wrong and someone's gonna get mad at me.
Yeah, there's a lot of MCU actors that come from the Lord of the Rings movies, though. It's pretty crazy. Literally, the movie The Hobbit, the main character was played by the guy that played Everett Ross in Black Panther.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
you gotta play Gollum. He plays Claw.
He also plays like every motion capture monkey ever.
Yeah, Kong. He plays
Planet of the Apes.
Well, he played, what's his name? Zero. Was it Z or whatever?
Zod. No. Kneel before Zod.
He said that instead of no. I would join the clan. Okay, so moving on.
Wait. Yeah.
So trying to figure out his name.
Okay. Let's see what else. Talk about. Not really much else to talk about. I love Howard Stark. In that episode. It was great. Cool. Voiced by the guy that played him in the first Avenger.
Okay. Because I feel like
it sounded like somebody else. We only really heard his voice like twice. 3 times.
Oh, we heard him. Obviously, he was in the Agent Carter show.
Oh well, I never watched that because I never found a point to. It's not canon anymore anyway.
I never watched it either. I just know he's in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Winter Soldier. Saw him a couple times in Iron Man 2. I don't know if that was like the same guy. Was it?
No, it was the old one.
Older. Oh,
whoever plays him.
Yeah. Oh, so they got like 2 different people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I know then.
Yeah. It was it was a decent starting episode. I think it could have been a little bit better. I think maybe they could have started with something different, but it is what it is.
I don't know. Didn't you tell me you had like the episode list?
Oh yeah. So, my phone's on 6%. Not good. Okay. I may have to get up here in a minute and go get my charger. Otherwise, you people will not have news.
I know, man. I have to carry the show. It's very unprofessional there.
I'm sorry. Okay, 5%. Now we're on 5%. Okay. Episode 1 was Captain Carter. I don't know the full title, but this is what they're about, each episode. Yeah. Episode 2, T'Challa as Star-Lord. We know that. Episode 3, Loki on Earth. Also, Avengers murder mystery, ? Because Iron Man dies in this episode somehow. In the trailer, it showed it, and Black Widow's being arrested in that same episode, it looked like. So, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Episode 4, Doctor Strange Supreme, where he turns evil.
Yes. So that's going to be the third?
Fourth.
Fourth. Oh, okay.
Episode 5, Party Thor.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that in the trailers.
Yeah. Episode 6, Killmonger versus Tony.
Versus Tony. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to team up. Okay.
Episode 7, Zombies. Which I have some news about. That episode is apparently about, it takes place in between Ant-Man and the Wasp and Infinity War. And it's when they go into the quantum realm to get Janet Van Dyne, and she's carrying a virus, and it infects Hank Pym because he's the one that goes to get her, and he comes out, and then it starts infecting everybody. And,
oh man! Don't tell me Scott yo, imagine the zombie Ant-Man, because obviously you know what I'm saying? I bet that's what happens. Hank gets Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. Okay. Episode 8 is Gamora versus Tony. Don't know much about that, but that's interesting.
Oh, is that the episode where Gamora, what if she was Thanos?
It's Thanos, yeah. And then the final episode, episode 9, Infinite Ultron.
Infinite Ultron.
This episode is what if Ultron actually did get Vision's body.
Yeah.
And that's what we see in the trailer, him in the suit and with all the Infinity Stones.
Yes.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that.
And that is all of season 1.
That's all of it. Okay.
And then we'll obviously have season 2, and I feel like there's other stuff that we saw in the trailers that wasn't in that lineup.
Yeah, I guess Zombie Hunter Spider-Man will be
in the zombie episode.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that's a simple guess.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm really hoping though that they sorry, here, what was the third episode again? You said Black Widow was getting arrested?
Yeah, it will show that in the trailer. I don't know if that's that episode, but it said it's Loki on Earth.
Okay, yes. Okay, I remember seeing that somewhere in the trailers. He shows up to I remember he appears in Wakanda or something like that, and they're the whole Wakanda enforcer after him.
Huh.
So I remember seeing that in a trailer or something.
So
I'm excited to see those.
Yeah. What is your overall thought? I'll say this. What would you rate the first episode of What If out of 10?
Okay. Well, I mean, really, the episode was, I really enjoyed the episode, but it was just okay. It's it feels like, I don't know, because all these shows, obviously with these shows, you can skip them and not miss anything in the next one.
Yeah.
I don't fully recommend doing that. I just don't think it's a good idea. But
it's a struggle getting my grandma to watch them because she doesn't like animated stuff, and I made her first episode. And then she was like, I gave it a solid 5. So she said.
Yeah, average. I'd do it slightly higher. I'd say a 6 or a 7. If not, just I'd probably say a 7.
Yeah, 7 sounds about right. Mm-hmm. I'd give it a 7 too.
Mm-hmm. It's not great or anything, but I didn't have a bad time watching it.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch that.
I enjoyed it. And then the ending.
A couple other things.
The ending was cool too. After it ended, and he was like, the Watcher said, and the Watcher said, what did he say?
What did the Watcher say?
Oh, what did he? He was like, one choice made gained the multiverse a new hero, and these are my stories, or something. And then he was like, but I will not interfere. I am the Watcher. And then it ended.
Yeah. It's a the presentation and the opening and ending are really good.
Yeah. Do you think? I think this is pretty obvious. Do you think we see the Watcher like fully by the end of the season?
Oh, he fully reveals himself.
Yeah, because I mean, there's been like toys of him, and there's been a promotional image already out of him, like with a blue cloak and all that stuff.
We'll probably see like a full reveal at some point.
Yeah,
but he's probably gonna be mysterious for the next, I would say four
I feel like
episodes.
He says he will not interfere, but I feel like he will.
Yeah, I see somewhere at the very final episode, like especially with Marvel Zombies, I think he's gonna be all like, "No, I
think it'll be Infinite Ultron." That seems like one like that. World's about to end, and he's like, "I got to do something because this isn't supposed to happen." And
something's gonna make
that could kill him.
Oh yeah.
So and then they'll probably have him do that at the last episode, and then that'd be like the big thing of that episode.
It feels like with at least Marvel Zombies, at least a few heroes probably make it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think ones we know of.
Even Ultron, probably everyone dies almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I do agree. He will probably interfere at some point. We don't know when or how, but he probably will.
Yeah. That's all I got to talk about with that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good show. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to just see once the next episode is. Some ways I don't even like to hear what the next episode is because it feels like it's a surprise. Each new episode, it's like, oh, they're doing this one this week. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, now you know all of them. So
now I know all of them. Thanks a lot.
Well, hopefully now you know what you're getting into, and so you can theorize, like we've been doing.
Because luckily, all these sound like luckily, all these episodes sound like a great idea. I'd say probably my least favorite idea was probably Captain Carter as Captain Carter, or like Captain America or whatever.
Peggy Carter as the first Avenger.
Yeah, Peggy Carter as the first Avenger. I mean, even that's probably like the most tamed down idea of all of them, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we rated the first episode of What If, solid 7, and can't wait for next week. That's it for our talk on What If, episode 1. Yeah. And now you ready to get into some news?
I am more than ready.
All right, so I guess you want me to start first?
Yes.
So this is another What If piece of news. I thought this was interesting and a very missed opportunity for one of these, I feel like. These are 2 episodes that were turned down for What If. One episode was where Peter Parker turned into a real spider.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
And they said they cut it out because it was too dark and too body horror for Marvel. The second was this is in my mind is an extremely missed opportunity for Hydra Captain America.
Oh, were they considering that?
Yeah, that was one of the episodes they were going to do, but then they dropped it for another one. I don't know which one. I guess Captain Carter. But like,
again,
such a good idea.
I mean, only thing we could do, we could possibly hope that they could possibly revive the idea.
No, season 2?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I wouldn't.
Hope so.
I mean, Spider-Man, I could tell, like, Spider-Man turned into a spider. Obviously, I think that probably won't come back unless they do.
That's an interesting thing, though. It's interesting. Like, it's getting bit by the spider, and instead of getting powers, he turns into a spider.
Yeah, I want to see like
MJ. We got a problem.
Oh yeah, I like to see how that relationship would work out.
It wouldn't.
Oh dang! Ooh.
Unless he bit her, and then she became a spider.
Yeah, spider family.
And everyone becomes spiders.
Man. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm super excited now because I just saw that leak Moon Knight video.
You saw it when him jumping through the air.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Him jumping.
Yeah, that's the outfit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the outfit.
That's it. So that was real. So
I almost want to hear it. It looks like super good.
It does. I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
I didn't expect them to shoot scenes during the day, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought it would be mostly at night.
Yeah, it probably will be. That was probably just like a random thing.
Is all you? Is that the?
That's the what? That's the what if news. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of Moon Knight, a bunch of leaked stuff came out this week. That includes two photos of what the suit looks like, and as I just said now, the video.
Yes.
Of him running and jumping. It ain't much. It looks like from the video, from what I'm seeing, there's a bunch of mist and him possibly jumping on a car.
I'll do the thing that we established in the other episode where I'll look it up. I'll tell you what I'm looking up so you can look at it with us, and I'll show you. Are you able to look at your screen, Landon?
Yeah. Yes, I am able to do so.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Wait. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna look up Moon Knight. Well, if my computer wants to. Okay, here we go. Moon Knight leaked suit.
Yeah, I mean the suit looked so good. I remember you sending me, you're like, look on the third slide. And I was like, okay.
Dude, it was
that's
cool.
Like the last thing. That's the last thing I thought I would see. I thought it was, that's it. That's it right there.
That is great. He looks like a mummy. And that's what...
Which is good, like the whole Egyptian thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
The glowing eyes, too, they got that right. That's good. And then...
Got the hood.
He's got a moon on his hood instead of on his chest, which I don't know what this thing is on his chest. It's like a circle.
Well, it's supposed to be a moon on his chest.
It could be a moon.
Mm-hmm. Right, maybe it's like a, I don't know. I gotta see what that cape looks like though.
Yeah, because I mean he's got a cape in the comic, so I assume he'll have one in here with CG. And then again,
I wonder if he's gonna have his moon jet or whatever. I know it has a name, but I can't remember at the moment.
I wonder what kind of weapons he'll use.
Obviously, I think most of his weapons look just like a moon. Like this one looks like a batarang, but it's a moon. And
this
probably. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about Moon Knight, and I really hate it because I've been meaning to get into him for years.
Do you want to? You want me to look it up? His backstory.
Well, I know he has. He suffers from. I mean, I'm saying like the most basic things, but I know he suffers from personality disorder.
Yeah.
Personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I know he kind of got his powers from like an Egyptian moon god.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's rich as well, or or something like that. I don't fully remember.
Mark
Spector.
He first appeared in Werewolf by Night number 32.
Mm-hmm. And Dracula, I'm guessing Dracula is like
maybe. I don't know.
From all the pictures I've seen, he really hates Dracula.
Yeah, he owes him money. Mark Spector is a former boxer, Marine, CIA operative, and mercenary. That's a very big list. Who found himself near death after being betrayed by his employer, Raoul Bushman, when they stumbled upon an archaeological dig, which Bushman intended to loot for profit. As he lay dying, Spector was approached by the Egyptian moon god Khonshu, who offered him a second chance at life in exchange for becoming his avatar on Earth. As a result, Spector was resurrected and given superhuman abilities. Upon his return to the United States, he invested the money that he had accumulated as a mercenary to make a fortune and became the crime fighter Moon Knight. He also created multiple identities, most notably that of millionaire Stephen Grant, to distance himself from his mercenary past, and of taxi cab driver Jake Lockley to remain in contact with the street and criminal element. Yep.
Yeah, so...
Ooh, this is cool. Hold on, real quick, before you continue. IGN also... Hold on. IGN listed Moon Knight as the 89th greatest comic book character, stating that Moon Knight is more or less the concept of what would happen if Batman were to have dissociative identity disorder. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Moon Knight. I mean, my first introduction to him was Web of Shadows. And I was like, oh, this is a really cool character. I ought to see what he's all about. And I just never came around to it.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm going to have to do a lot of reading and research before the show comes out, just so I can get a better idea with Easter eggs and everything.
Yeah.
And they're going to obviously explain it in the show, but stuff they hint towards, I like to get more of a deeper meaning into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited though, because apparently there's a suit that Moon Knight wears, and it's like a whole white tuxedo or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures
of that.
Really
cool looking suit. But from what I've been told, it's like that suit has like a whole deep story behind it that is like don't expect to see it until like a season 2 or whatever.
Yeah, I doubt they have a season 2 for
season 3. So, I mean, I know they probably haven't confirmed it, but they said if they do season 2,
yeah,
expect that suit to show up there, because apparently it has a big storyline behind it. So I have no idea, but I just know I like it.
Mm-hmm. Is that all you got for Moon Knight?
I was also going to mention
because I was
going to mention like the cult leader thing.
Oh yeah.
And let me find who said this real quick. Okay, Don, where were we?
Ethan Hawke is the guy.
How far ago did you send me this? There. Okay. Sorry. So Ethan, was this Hawke? Mm-hmm. Yes, Hawke has said he is drawing inspiration from religious and infamous cult leader David Koresh for his character in Moon Knight. So
he's playing the villain. Yeah, which I assume is Sun King.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't know. I don't fully know much of Moon Knight's villains besides like
Sun
Dracula. King
is kind of like a religious cult leader, a little bit. Yeah. He looks like one. He can like shoot fire out of his hands.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm into that. I'm totally into psychological villains out of anything. Like stuff I can like somewhat get behind, but I kind of say I don't because I don't want to look insane.
Yeah.
And anything. I'm like, oh,
I can get behind that because he kills people.
Yeah, I can having people stabbed. Oh, I can totally get it. Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure like 2 people just dialed 911 just now. Hey, this is this podcast about a Burrito comic book, and this guy said he was gonna like stab people.
Guess what? Speaking of Moon Knight,
that guy didn't get to finish his phone call. No.
You want to hear something crazy?
I guess so.
Apparently, Marvel has tracked down the person who leaked the Moon Knight suit and is preparing to take legal action. Man, okay.
Too late.
Originally, I was going to ask if you want me to put Moon Knight in our thumbnail, but I guess we won't do that now. Just in case. Hey, so let's just. Suit looks cool. We won't describe it just in case, even though we probably will be okay. Mm-hmm. It looks like a Moon Knight suit.
Yeah,
that's basically it. So, next news.
Shang-Chi. That's how you say it, not Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, and that's how he says it in the trailer, and that's Kevin Feige says it. So that's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Feige says it. It's true. Shang-Chi will have a final runtime of, drumroll please. Just kidding, don't do drumroll. Okay. 2 hours and 12 minutes, 3 minutes longer than Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, wow.
So that's a decent sized movie.
Very decent.
So, I mean, I'm happy with that. I feel like they get a lot done in that time.
Yeah.
Good story.
I'm super, I've had mixed feelings on this movie before, but I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When does it come out again? Can you tell us?
September 3rd, which is in 21 days, I think. So 3 weeks from today.
Right around the corner, almost.
No, 3 weeks. Sorry, 3 weeks from yesterday. No, wait a minute. Sorry. 3 weeks from Friday? This past Friday? I don't know. Something like that. 20 something days. What?
Eternals is like what, November?
November.
Okay,
which we'll be getting a new trailer for that this month, and rumored we'll be getting a Hawkeye trailer this month as well. But there's a thing. Maybe I can skip to this piece of news since it kind of goes along with rumors for trailers and dates and reveals and stuff. So, do you want me to go to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Disney has announced a Disney Plus Day for November 12th, featuring a, quote, cross-promotional campaign for, quote, a really exciting lineup of upcoming titles, some of which may include Marvel Studios shows. So, November 12th is it's like a week or two before Hawkeye. I think we get a She-Hulk trailer then. And I think we get possibly a Moon Knight trailer, but maybe not.
Yeah.
But definitely Hawkeye. We'll get some stuff from Hawkeye. I expect stuff for the Book of Boba Fett, the Star Wars show. And
I totally forgot that was coming out.
Yeah, it comes out this year. Which, I mean, I kind of want to... We can't talk about it on here because this isn't really Star Wars. But
yeah,
still going to enjoy that show.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for that Disney Plus Day. And that's different than D23. Is that what it is? Not D23. Yeah, D23.
What did it, like Disney? Yes, it's called D23.
Yeah, so those are two different things. And we also have DC Fandom this year too to look forward to, for some reveals on DC stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see more. I'll see more. Obviously, for me, it's really the games I look forward to. But out of anything movie related, I gotta see the Batman.
Did you know
I gotta see more.
The next DC movie that comes out is the Batman.
Is it? No way. Is it really the Batman?
Mm-hmm.
They better have a whole trailer ready.
I hope so.
I gotta see more of that movie. Like even if the movie is god awful, I can at least look back at that trailer and be like, man, that was a good time. Like, I mean, sorry, you go ahead.
I think it's cool that as you know, Commissioner Gordon in the Batman is played by Jeffrey Wright, who voices the Watcher in What If.
Mm-hmm.
Which is he's dipping his toes in all the superhero stuff. Yeah,
I mean, I mean, those things make so much money. I don't blame them. I just get my toes everywhere.
Howard the Duck movie. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll be it.
I'll voice Howard.
By the way, can we get Howard the Duck show? I know he's in the What If trailer, so hopefully, why can't we get Howard the Duck show? Tell me why.
Howard the Duck. I would much rather watch a weasel show than Howard the Duck.
What are you talking about? Just because the movie was bad doesn't mean. I mean, look, James Gunn.
Okay. James Gunn doing it.
Yeah. So trust me, I know how good Howard the Duck would be if we would have Weasel and Howard the Duck show have both of those shows in same timeline, and we can.
Oh, now you've lost me.
No, I'm serious. Like, think about it. Just Howard the Duck. What if? Or no, sorry, Howard the Duck and Weasel come together and join forces. Well,
guess what? That'll never happen because Warner Brothers doesn't like working with other companies.
They're wrong. They better like it. They better get along.
They will. Another branch off that Shang-Chi news I just talked about a minute ago. The movie will not release on Disney Plus and in theaters at the same time, the way they did with Black Widow.
They're doing like a movie,
just theater only. 45 days in the theater, and that's it.
Good. I like that.
But
love that.
They did cause a little bit of drama from the actor that plays Shang-Chi, which is Simu Liu. The quote that Bob Iger put out, which is the CEO of Disney, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
He said that this movie is an experiment to do all this stuff, and they're treating it like that. And Simu Liu came out and said, this is an experiment. He said, I expect this to be the new Black Panther. He said, this is a cultural movement. He said, this is the very first Asian superhero movie. You can't treat it like an experiment, is what he said. And it's kind of starting to cause some stuff. So everything they do with movies on Disney Plus, it's going to cause problems.
Literally, just don't do anything on Disney Plus. Yes. Don't put anything on Disney Plus because every actor is like, obviously they do not like it, and we'll get into that with the Suicide Squad later on DC of how bad it could possibly affect it, but
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's what I mean. I honestly don't really know what to say.
I don't either. Other than I'm still going to the theater to watch it. I looked just yesterday to see if tickets are available, and they're not. But
honestly, I think 45 days is a decent amount.
Yeah, and then it'll be on Disney Plus afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not going to be on there for like 2 weeks. You know, it's going to be longer. I mean, it's going to be. That's almost like what, 2 months? It's like a little bit over 2 months, correct? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's going to be on. I mean, it's going to be off there for a while, and I imagine when it's on Disney Plus, will it do like the premiere thing, or is it just gonna?
I don't know.
Or is it going to be free on there?
That's like I think they probably do premiere so they can make money off that too.
Okay, so I mean, I honestly think some people shouldn't worry too much about. I get what the actor was saying though.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think. I think honestly, people will go probably to theaters and see it, and that's gonna feel so good.
Yeah,
I saw Suicide Squad in theaters, and I mentioned it, I believe, in Extra Beef, and it felt really good again. It honestly did. And I'm excited to be excited as much as other people are to see a brand new superhero movie out.
Yeah. Real quick, housekeeping. Forgot to talk about this earlier. Our episode of Extra Beef this week will be about the Tim Burton Batman movies, Batman 1989 and Batman Returns. It'll release on on Tuesday. But the next week, whatever episode that'll be, will release on Wednesdays from now on. So we're going to have one in the middle of the week and then one on the weekend.
Yes.
Just so we can space it out a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all a process. We'll get better and better each week.
Yes.
We always try new things.
Hopefully.
And we will reveal the new choices when? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Well, we're going to be recording it tomorrow, but you'll find out the choices on Wednesday, and then Wednesday is when we'll put up the poll. Mm-hmm. And then you have until we'll post. See what I did? I posted it the day after when we posted Extra Beef, and then it went away because it's on Instagram, so it's 24 hours, and then I posted it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do that, and it'll end the day it'll end that Friday.
Yes. And I mean, y'all's voices have been heard, and MCU love is out of the question. I had like two or one vote on mine.
I had 0.
And one vote on. You had 0 on it, man. Yeah. So MCU love will be gone for a good while. Well, we will bring it back one day in case you did want to actually do it.
Yeah.
I'd say within 3 weeks, 4 or so.
Yeah.
So, or just whenever we be like, hey, you really wanted to do it.
Yeah, but then I also really did want to do Batman too because I really love those movies. Mm-hmm. And here's a little sneak peek of kind of a conversation. But me and you both watched 1989, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I just can't put into words how amazing that movie was.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Keaton as Batman is just chef's kiss.
Jack Nicholson as Joker is a chef's kiss.
Also chef's kiss.
I didn't watch Returns today. I meant to, but I'm going to do it tomorrow.
I'm watching it. I might watch it tomorrow as well. Or tonight. It just depends. But
I'm just going to space it out.
Off of this, as we're talking about Marvel right now, we need to get through this so we can get through DC and game. So
yes,
speed run. A new listing could potentially indicate that Jude Law will be returning in the Marvels, and he played Yon-Rogg, which was the guy that was training Captain Marvel, who turned out to be evil.
Yeah, I thought he died.
No, remember she sent him with a message and sent him to space.
Oh, okay.
So he's coming back, and also Samuel L. Jackson has confirmed he will return as Nick Fury in the Marvels. So we get to see a continuation of whatever the heck happened between Captain Marvel and Nick Fury and Monica Rambeau. Because remember, there's that subtle hints about something happened between them.
Possibly.
Because Nick Fury was like, don't invoke her name whenever they Spider-Man brought her up, and Monica said, we're not talking about her, we're talking about Wanda. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so, possibly,
she gave her mom cancer. I'm telling you, it's gotta happen.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel gave Monica's mom cancer.
That I could see them probably hinting towards that, or saying like, yeah, that is what happened.
Yeah, maybe she felt so guilty that she left, and that's what everyone was mad at her for.
Yeah, and plus, probably it could also be like what War Machine said to Captain Marvel is like, hey, where have you been all this time while aliens invaded Earth like twat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe it could be that. Maybe they're just like, yeah, how dare you not come help us,
Yeah.
What you said makes sense.
Mine's more likely.
Yeah, so I don't know. We're just gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if there was a reason why Monica hates her, you're probably on point with probably gave her mom cancer.
Yeah. Actually, I can say this: I'm more excited for the Marvels than I was for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm fully on board with what they're doing with Miss Marvel.
Yeah, we don't know for sure what's going on with that yet.
Yeah, I hope there's a big explanation, but I do really love Monica, so I'll be happy. I'll be really happy to see her.
Definitely. And then only thing, Nick Fury, we last saw him in space, so that has something to do with it. That has something to do with it. Okay, here we go.
I was going to say, do you ever think Samuel Jackson will just quit being Nick Fury one day, or you think that'll be
no? Because he's got nothing else to do.
He's got nothing else to do.
And Nick Fury, he gets good money for that. He's been in more movies than Tony Stark, or like Robert Downey Jr. was.
Yeah, he's been in almost every Marvel movie.
Almost,
especially in Phase. He was in every one in Phase 1, correct?
Yes.
Besides the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I want to say okay.
Sad news. Venom: Let There Be Carnage has been delayed to October 15th. For the third time.
And by that could possibly mean Spider-Man could get.
I doubt it, because they still said it's set for this year. Sony did.
They still said it's set for this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do also have, okay, that's sad delay news, but I got some happy trailer news.
Okay.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
I'm going to try my best to remember. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Spider-Man No Way Home trailer is officially being dubbed in India, which for Indian listeners to understand what they're saying. This means the trailer is very near if they're doing that. And it could possibly be on the 23rd with the whole Sony event. But we won't be able to see it because no recording.
There better be leaked India. If they have it in India, oh man. And please
hashtag release No Way Home trailer.
Yeah, please. I'm surprised that everyone wants to release the Ayer cut. I want them to release the. I don't even care if
Spider
the CGI
cut.
Finished. Yeah, release the Spider-Man trailer, John Watts cut. Please.
Yeah, I already talked about Disney Plus Day. Talked about Moon Knight. Here we go. Another Spider-Man related piece of news. Now we're going through this quick, but we got conserved time. Willem Dafoe was being interviewed, and he was asked if he was returning as Norman Osborn in Spider-Man No Way Home. His quote was, and I quote, my phone's on 2%, so I better go through this. He said, quote, I always feel like when a film comes out, that's when it's time to talk about it. And that was what that means is up for debate. But I feel like that means that I'm in the movie. I just don't want to talk about it until it comes up.
Yeah, until you like see me in like the movie in some way.
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean he's gonna be in it because that's like the biggest leak besides Toby and Andrew that he was gonna be in it.
I'm surprised. That's what I like about Willem Dafoe. He keeps everything professional. I'm surprised he didn't. I mean, Alfred Molina already came out and just said, he's like, yeah, I'm in the movie. What's his name? Who plays Electro again? Oh, I totally forgot his name.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, yeah. He's come out, but he kind of denied it later on. But first, he's like, yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't say like, yeah, everybody kind of knows by now. Yeah, I'm in it. Mm. So I really respect him for that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't want to get too far into Spider-Man stuff. We could have like a whole extra beef about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, yeah, we could.
But here's the last piece of Marvel news I got. There was a IMDb list of assistants to certain actors that were working on or on set for Secret Invasion. Now, if their assistants are on set, I assume the actors are also on set. And we have the whole list memorized. You ready? Okay. These are characters that are highly rumored to appear in some capacity, whether they be Skrulls or not, in Secret Invasion. Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson. I feel like that'll be a Skrull as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But, okay, it was Clark Gregg. Jonathan Majors as Kang. I don't know how that'll work.
I don't really know either. They were honestly just going to have to. I don't know. How would that work, actually?
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't dwell on it. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Could work. Skrulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the other one? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because my phone's dead. Oh, Aman Vellani as Miss Marvel. There's the last one. There was one more. Oh yeah. Oh, Anthony Mackie as I guess Captain America, and Michael B. Jordan as possibly Killmonger. Those are the 6 of them that are. Their assistants are working on the set, meaning that I guess they're there in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I
no, you were like silent the whole time. I was like, I'm trying to get one of these to wow you.
I mean, is it weird I'm not fully excited for Secret Invasion?
I'm very excited because I mean cliffhangers and reveals and stuff that's going to be happening in that show. You have Nick Fury find out he's talking to Captain America. The next thing you know, it's not Captain America, it's a Skrull. And like characters you see in the whole show turn out not to be that person that's a Skrull the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably just need to see it because I wasn't excited for. I don't know. There's a lot of things I won't be excited for, but as soon as you show me like a screenshot of what the possibilities are,
you just got to see their suit.
Yeah, I'm sure. I gotta see Samuel L. Jackson with an eye patch.
Well, he posted a picture of a styrofoam head with his mustache and goatee and stuff on it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm excited for the show now. That's how it goes.
Okay. You ready to move on to some DC?
Yes.
I got a screenshot.
Do you want me to start off?
I got a screenshot to read real quick. Can I read that?
Okay, yeah.
This is a comic book piece of news. This is our own little version of What If, like you heard in the intro. This is a synopsis for an oversized comic book to celebrate 30 years of Batman villain. Now, I was wrong about what I had said originally. They are making a 1989 Batman comic run, but this is not connected with that. Gotham City may be protected by the Dark Knight, but this major metropolitan destination is also plagued by some of the deadliest, most nefarious villains in the DC universe. In this oversized anniversary giant DC Comics proudly presents tales of Batman's deadliest foes written and drawn by some of the biggest, most exciting names in comics. 2021 marks an anniversary year for the Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, the Mad Hatter, Killer Moth, and the original Red Hood. And Gotham City Villains Anniversary Giant Issue 1 brings these baddies to life in some big ways. Also featuring the anniversary celebration of the Penguin, written by none other than the man who brought Oswald Cobblepot to life in Batman Returns, star of the silver screen, Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah. I mean that is like the best words I could ever hear in my life.
Yes, I will be reading that comment.
I mean, those two words together are like magic to me. I love it.
Danny and DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito and Batman. Yes. Both in the same sentence. Oh, it's great. Because I mean, another little hint to extra beef. I would argue I like Batman Returns more than 89. Purely because of the Penguin.
Well, I like Batman Forever more than Batman Returns. So.
Oh, and 89?
But I love not and 89. I love all of them besides Batman and Robin. But like
Batman and Robin's awesome. Be quiet. I'm
what is wrong with you?
No, I don't like that movie. Noah, my brother Noah, he likes it just because Poison Ivy's in it.
I like it because
he looks cool.
I like it because Mr. Freeze. That's about it.
That's like the worst part of the movie. Are you serious?
Well, I just think it's so dumb that it's funny because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and he's playing what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Oh, I hate it. Oh man. The thing is, I am a big Mr. Freeze fan. And at least they got the origin down. It's so weird, like his cave, and they're singing like that old Rankin Bass, Santa Claus Comes to Town or whatever. It's like I Mr. White Christmas. I'm like, what is this movie? Yeah. Like, I would say probably the coolest villain in that movie was Bane. But even then, he was kind of goofy.
He didn't talk.
I forget. Because, I used to think Bane just didn't talk at all, but...
He talks like this.
Yeah, he has he's not even Russian.
No, he's not. He's like Spanish, but he's got like such a deep voice that you can't really tell. Break the bat.
Break the bat.
Or it could be... Or he could talk like this.
Oh, Batman. I don't know why people... I mean, I'm sure they got literally... I think sometimes people forget Bane is like he's a super smart guy. When it comes to like... I mean, obviously, he's probably more muscle than brain.
Not as smart as King Shark, but he's pretty smart.
Okay. He's a good smart mafia type of... He's a good mafia type of smart. Yeah. You know? I would say that's probably the best. I guess street smarts kind of. I don't know if that's kind of a example. I don't know. He's
all right.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah. Hashtag release the Ayer cut.
Oh, be quiet. I'm sick of saying this all over my Twitter.
We're talking about it. We're talking about it every day. The Ayer cut is like the Snyder cut. But for Suicide Squad, the original one from 2016, I think, and this is the original director's vision, the whole movie. It is a very different movie from what I read. Deadshot and Harley Quinn have a relationship. The Joker is naked in one scene, and
okay, yeah, I got it
sold. No,
I got it sold. Another year of HBO Max for this.
But it's even like actors from this Justice League movie are saying hashtag release the Ayer cut, and so is David Ayer. So that's probably gonna happen. And Warner Brothers is like, it's probably like, enough with these cuts, please.
Enough of these cuts.
You know what I say to them? Too bad you caused this.
Too bad. Like literally, like, oh man. I don't know. I want a Tim Burton release the Tim Burton cut. If they
release the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, where it was dark and gritty.
Oh man, I totally crap. You know, I just realized
What?
I totally forgot. I forgot Joel Schumacher died. I totally forgot he died. It's too late now.
Wait. Huh? When?
You know, he died. I think like this year or last year.
Oh, I thought it was recently. I was like, what?
No, I just totally forgot he died. Forgot he died. I know. I was gonna say release the Donner cut of Superman, but no, that movie's perfect. You know, even if there's a cut, I want a. I don't know. Do you know what actors are saying? I know who the director is.
It's all the same actors.
Like Margot Robbie and everything.
Yeah, and Jared
Will
Leto.
Smith, Jared Leto. Oh no, even Jared Leto. So
I think if it's part of the Snyderverse, then
you think that's why people want it?
Maybe if it's part of the Snyderverse and it shows like the whole story, like I talked about, Steppenwolf was supposed to be the villain in the movie, and Enchantress was being controlled by a mother box or something like that.
Yeah, she was supposed to live or something. No, hold up. There's another character. Started with a D, I think. I don't remember, but I know there's a lot. Yeah, David Ayer is like talking a bunch about it.
Yeah.
But,
I got a impromptu piece of DC news I just thought of.
Hmm?
In the concept art for Suicide, the Suicide Squad, the new one, Bloodsport wasn't originally in the movie, and it was Deathstroke in his place.
Yeah, I saw that. That was freaking. That was crazy.
It very much was. But
it's kind of funny because every time I see Deathstroke, I think of that joke that like people played on James Gunn, because someone asked him if Joe was going to be in like a movie, in like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. He's like, Joe who? And they say like Joe Mama. and back when the Suicide Squad was announced, like, oh, is Joe going to be in the Suicide Squad? He's like, no. And James Gunn replied, he said, no, your mom is not going to be in the Suicide Squad. Stop asking me that, idiot. And the guy replies, like, what were you talking about? I'm talking about Joe or what's his name?
Manganiello.
Yeah, him. I was like, no, I'm asking if he's going to be in the movie as Deathstroke.
We just need Condiment King, and I'll be happy. I will literally. I want a spin-off show about Condiment King.
I want to see Time guy or whatever, Clock King.
That'd be interesting.
I would like.
I've always said this. I feel like the people that created these Batman villains literally like walked through a department store and named all the villains after stuff that they saw on the shelf.
Oh yeah, I can probably imagine that. They really like they had someone on vacation.
A polka dot dress, polka dot man,
a hot dog,
a cat
with mustard on. Oh, by the way, if you put ketchup on a hot dog, by the way, you're a insane person. I just want to point that out.
I guess I'm insane.
Yeah, I know that's gross. You don't put ketchup on a hot dog, Darian. Everybody knows this. Well, me,
not everybody.
Not everybody.
Ketchup and mustard is the classic combination on a hot dog.
You're right. No, it's not. Well, I mean,
it is.
I don't want to get in this argument.
Even though I guess ketchup isn't the greatest. I'd rather have mustard on. But what are we talking about? Food. This is the comic book burrito, not the comic book hot dog. Thank you.
This is the condiment burrito.
The comic book hot dog. The new podcast starting.
Yep. And you just talk about our favorite foods.
Okay. I have no more DC news.
Well, I got one real quick, and this is just super short.
All right.
This kind of makes me sad, but I'm hoping there's good at the end of it.
Oh no.
It looks like the Suicide Squad underwhelmed or underperformed at the box office opening weekend, which was almost expected because of HBO Max. I was really hoping, and this probably did happen. I was hoping more people went out to movie theaters in like support of this.
Yeah,
in support of this movie. It made only earned $26.5 million, And it was supposed to, and what was the budget? Let me see here. I had it up here. Let me see if okay. It had a budget of 185 million and it only made 26.5 million opening weekend.
Mm.
And as reported by Variety, the Suicide Squad earned another 35 million from like overseas and stuff. So it still didn't quite make it. So I'm hoping this doesn't like Warner Brothers ain't like too, because I'd say it's almost on them for them putting it on HBO Max.
It's all on them. In a way.
It's all on them. Like I wish, I hope. I think it got more views than Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. And for a little bit when it came out, it was rated higher than The Dark Knight, but now it's not.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope WB's all like, yeah, it didn't make the money, but we're in the middle of this whole thing right now, so we're gonna do a sequel or whatever, and only in theaters. I promise you, just have the same talent come back, like James Gunn directing, whoever was producing, writing, or whoever. Have them come back, and I promise it will make the money.
I'll believe it when I see it, because I don't believe anything Warner Brothers would do.
I mean, I hope. I mean, I pray they don't really look at the numbers, but more of like.
I hope they just sell Warner Brothers to AT&T, because I want Snyderverse.
I want both. I mean, I'm hoping Warner Bros. Looks at both instead of just the money. Saying like, man, if we released this in theaters, we could have totally had a bunch of money on our hands,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it on HBO Max opening day, as probably a lot of people did. But I did I also went to the movie theater and saw it, and I still had a great time. I hate there wasn't too many people there, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. Excuse me. So we move on to Avengers.
Yes, I'm so excited.
All right, take it away.
Okay, so this is so much news happened this week for Marvel's Avengers, and good news at that. I mean, literally, before I get into anything, I'd say there's only one thing standing left between what do you call it? I mean, literally the launch of this, right? That's, I guess, my just worry. It's just it launching, because I'm afraid it's going to launch and it is going to be buggy, and I'm nervous. I'm hoping it just has a clean launch. Obviously, it'll probably have a few bugs, but I'm hoping nothing game breaking.
They've had like 6 months to do this.
Yeah, they've had 6. I mean, it's been a year. It's been a year. I mean, I know they've been working at home and stuff, but still, I mean, I'd say by now they've gotten kind of used to working, We probably had better communication every time.
We did get confirmation of another character coming in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, we did get confirmation for that, and I was actually going to mention that. Okay. So first, here's how I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about all the Black Panther. I'm going to talk about all the suits they revealed this past week. I'm going to start with Black Panther.
Did you just see that new one that they just revealed today?
Yes, I did see that one.
It was like an ancient-looking suit.
Mm-hmm. I did see it.
I kind of like that one.
So I'm going to start with the Black Panther suits. Then I'm going to talk about a new suit for that is an MCU suit for a certain character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about a little bit of the combat, a little bit of the environment, and we'll go on and talk about that character at the end and what we could expect from the war table. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Okay. The one of the suits that was revealed this week was Black Panther's Royal Legacy outfit, and it plays homage to the ancient Wakanda. One of the inspirations is T'Challa's appearance in the iconic Black Panther comic series, where Shuri takes on the mantle of the Black Panther. So what this suit looks like is it's really cool. I probably talked about this in like the last episode or whatever. Yeah. I think I talked about an extra beef, but it looks super cool. It has Black Panther or T'Challa, I should say, and his whole top head has a panther head on it. It's very very tribal looking. It looks great. I love it. It's a great looking suit. I'll totally purchase that. Let's see here. What's the next suit? Oh, we also got an emote of the Wakanda Forever. Yes. The arm. Yeah, both arms. Which that I'm so happy about that. I mean, that's a cool looking suit. I mean, emote. We also got another emote of Black Panther. I don't even know what they don't even have a name for it. He just throws a spear in the ground and he kind of just like sits on top and kind of like looks over.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to mention Wakanda looks beautiful in this game.
It does. It also looks like somewhere where I'm going to die a lot.
Yeah, I would like to die there in real life. If I died,
I'm talking about like falling off like cliffs.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about that. I think you meant like in real life. It's like I feel like I'm gonna die there a lot. I'm like, I would say. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find that other suit. Oh, here we go. Okay, go ahead. Unbroken. And I'm reading the tweet by the way of what they wrote. Unbeaten, unbroken, a crown of the unconquered. The unconquered outfit for Black Panther pays tribute to Black Panther god that I guess is a typo. God Bast, who is revered by the Wakanda people.
The god Bast is that Panther god that gives the Black Panther gave the Black Panthers or the Wakandans the heart-shaped herb.
Oh, okay. So it's not a typo. I'm just stupid. So God Bast or Bast.
I just like comprehended what you said.
Yeah. Who is revered by Wakanda people and the Marvel's Avengers. Bast helps T'Challa in combat as well. Okay, yeah, so this is a
special move, right?
Yes, which also goes into his ultimate move.
Yeah,
but you have this outfit, which again, every outfit they've shown for Black Panther, even the recolors, they look fantastic. There's not one I hate at all, or one I'd be like, I could probably skip out on that one.
I want a White Panther.
I really want the White Panther suit. Like, it looks so cool. Cool. I don't think there's any I don't want. And to be honest, probably my favorite out of what I've seen this week, Marvel's Avengers, and this ain't for Black Panther. I think you know where I'm going. Okay. He can do this all day. Inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain America's Marvel Studios' The Avengers outfit shows the first Avenger about to form an unbreakable family. Get it in the marketplace on August 17th. If y'all don't know, this is they're releasing a new Captain America MCU skin, and it is based off of his suit and Marvel's Avengers.
Spoiler alert, by the way, for that description, they were breakable.
Oh, they were
Civil War.
Unbreakable. Oh yeah, basically. I mean, this is
the suit looked. Obviously, I gotta see it. I gotta see it in game, but I wasn't a big fan of the way it looked with our model of Captain America.
Yeah,
in the game.
You think it looks okay from what you're seeing in the picture? Yeah,
I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I mean, yeah. I like it. But,
I'm not the biggest fan of the suit in general in like movies, but for some reason in here, I think it looks better.
Yeah,
somehow.
It's another way to get the MCU shield, so I guess it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy about that. Yeah. And everybody's all like, "Oh, they're going back this far," so there is a chance. There's a chance for
Edward Norton Hulk.
So I don't expect that. Hulk. Literally, Hulk. Don't expect. I mean, Hulk outfits in MCU will be far to none. So don't.
There's no chance.
I guess unless you want gray pants.
I want Ragnarok. Gladiator Hulk.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be down with that. Okay. Hey. Do they even have? I don't know. I'm trying to think, because if they did that, I would love for them to do like the movie Hulk, but they would probably have to pay the actors because some of it has like their likeness. Yeah. I mean, for Ang Lee's Hulk, they would have to pay Ang Lee because he did the motion capture for him, so it looks like him more. Edward Norton, they probably pay Edward Norton, and they have to pay Mark Ruffalo. To have those type of looks.
Yeah.
But I really love the suit, and everybody's excited because they're hoping this is kind of like the new wave they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
where
they did all the in game, right? They did all of their outfits for in game.
Yes. The final one they released was Thor.
Yeah, that was it.
Which I thought looked good. So they did all the in game ones. So I'm guessing they're doing.
Avengers
Hopefully, they're possibly doing Avengers right now, and everybody's hoping they do Iron Man Mark III.
Ooh.
I believe that's what they said it was called.
I'd like to get the Hawkeye from that.
Yeah. I don't see. I like it better in I want the Age of Ultron Hawkeye.
Well, yeah, that one. Yeah, maybe that one would be better. But I like Thor from Avengers would be cool.
Oh yeah, that would be tough. I would. I was unable to get the in game. I just couldn't really convince myself to, because I play Thor, but I don't know if I would wear that outfit.
Captain America is my main. So.
Yeah, I've been maining Captain America a lot. Iron Man was usually my main. Then I started going over to Captain America.
Do you use his range, like just throwing his shield a lot?
I do a mix of melee and range.
I throw my shield. That's like my main thing I do. I punch.
Constantly throw it.
I punch, but I love throwing it. That's like, you can do a lot of damage doing that, especially for your shield gear. If you have the PIM particle, some kind of gear, then you can shrink your enemy and just like beat up on this little tiny like robot.
Yeah, I mean, my build for my Captain America is a melee mostly, but the second biggest is his range. So I mean, I usually build of what I think the character suits best for. Like Iron Man, obviously, I do ranged more. Hulk, I do strength and defense. It's Thor. Thor, I did more of like the specials and stuff.
Yeah.
And Cap, I do like melee and range stuff. So Black Widow, I do ranged. I don't know, from what I've seen from Black Panther's gameplay, he might be a new Bane. I really like. I'm liking what I'm seeing with his verticality and stuff.
I think he'll probably be my main for like a month, and then I'll go back to Captain America. Like the same thing I did with Kate and Clint.
Yeah, I really thought Kate. I don't know what it was, but I really enjoyed Kate. I was like, oh, she might be.
Yeah, I did too. But then Hawkeye came out, and I was like, oh, he's like a stronger version of Kate. And then I went
basically. I like his arrow moves more than Kate's, because I'm guessing they made Kate more melee.
Yeah.
Than archery, and
she's got the
teleport.
Yeah.
I always forget I totally forgot she had that until like. Because I never used it in combat, like rarely. I mean, I would use like the teleport one. It was like I think it was like R2 and triangle. You teleport, just hit enemies in every direction.
Yeah,
that was it for me mostly. But shoot, I mean, so far I've enjoyed. I can say this about the game. I've enjoyed every character in the game. I mean, there's ones obviously I play more than others.
Besides Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Miss Marvel's probably the one I least played, but she ain't that bad. You know, it's just I can't get her move set down. I don't know. I'm just not good with it. But I mean, I've seen people play as Miss Marvel, and they make her OP as all can get out. So you know,
real quick, I think we're around the hour 30-minute mark, possibly.
Yeah.
So. Let's not talk about this for another. We just like keep it down to like 15 minutes, maybe.
Yes. Well, I mean, all I want to say is, so far from what I'm seeing from Black Panther, because they've been releasing videos daily on this, and it looks incredible.
Yeah, it does.
I constantly find myself looking through like games or gameplay. I mean, like small snippets of gameplay, because there ain't like a full thing. Just watch snippets of different things, which you, by the way, we've seen from that gameplay. His R1 as his assault is him throwing like I'm guessing a vibranium spear.
Yeah, and doesn't it pin down the enemies?
From what I'm seeing, from what I saw in the gameplay, it looked like it just like went through him. But I'm thinking you could possibly get an upgrade where it can pin them to the wall.
Okay.
Possibly, I don't know though. From what I've seen, it just went like straight through them and attacked.
What was the other one? Something to do with some beads?
Okay. So this one I'm kind of confused about because I didn't really see them activate it.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like drones or something. So I'm guessing it's kind of like a.
It's those. I read that it's those Komoyo beads or whatever they is in his arms. Then they like stun enemies and heal teammates.
They stun enemies and heal your players.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's his. What is that? His heroic.
Like drones. That was his support.
Support. The other one was assault, and then the big one's heroic. That's right.
Yeah, her big one's heroic. I believe that's what those terms are called. So support's L1, assault's R1, and heroic is L1, R1. Both.
His heroic was I didn't see much gameplay, but I saw a little snippet, but I didn't see exactly what it did or like how much damage.
I didn't like his heroic at first. But then I saw it again. I'm like, oh, okay, actually, that's like perfect. He like kind of gets on the ground for a minute, and then a panther. There was like it's like a big holographic purple panther.
It's Boss.
It's Boss. Yeah, basically that's who it is. It's Boss, and he just rams. He kind of goes through enemies. He kind of like goes through multiple times, and then he goes away.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was first not into it because I was kind of hoping maybe I don't know what I was expecting. I was maybe kind of hoping something else from it, but it still looks cool. At least it's good. At least it's good to look at. Yeah. I was really confused with the L1. What's it called? Support. Because on the picture it looked like drones. I was thinking like, oh crap, there's like drones pop up. And they like shoot enemies, like, you know, kind of surrounding you or whatever. But no, it's just you tell me it says beads.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, everything they've shown, I've been just really impressed with, and I just give a round of applause to Crystal Dynamics for because I mean, everything on here has been looking great, and I'm just literally just. I'm just waiting for launch, and I hope
3 more days, or 2 more actually.
Yeah, yes, 2 more days.
Because we're recording this on August 15th.
I'm kind of like upset because I have like again. I don't know if you know this. I'm doing football, and so I have to stay after school longer. So you'll be able to play it.
I'll get to play it first.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I might stay up at midnight possibly.
Well, we get the dev stream too. I mean the War Table tomorrow,
and you'll watch it before me as well. Which, by the way, I want to kind of point out we will not talk about that in next week's episode because I mean obviously Black Panther will release by then.
If there's any reveals of future stuff, then we'll talk about
it. Yeah, unless they show Spiderman or which I think they kind of confirmed it isn't going to happen. A new War Table, a roadmap.
Yeah.
So unless they just like kind of tricked us.
You want to let them know about that Spider-Man deal?
Yes. They still said Spider-Man is on board for 2021.
Yep, which means he's our next hero.
Yeah, obviously he's going to be the next guy.
And then after him,
I was going to say we don't really know. There could be someone possibly beside him in January, but possibly the next month.
Miles. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that only because I know, like, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on like the whole exclusivity deal because I ain't mad because, you know, I play on PlayStation. So I'm like, cool, I got Spider-Man. But I don't know. I'd say it would be only fair to at least release a new character right next to him. Just so the other platform players have.
Yeah, but I doubt they were working on 2 characters at the same time.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, how long have they been working on Spider-Man? I mean, they said they always wanted to put him in the game. So. Yeah.
It's just kind of difficult to guess.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, literally, we and he had a full discussion about like what the villains are going to be because this is just assuming they have 2. We both agreed that Goblin would be a good main.
I said Sandman.
And we tried to like a second. Yeah, you said Sandman. I said I think they would do Rhino just because it'd probably just be easy to.
Yeah, you also said Venom.
Yeah, I said Venom also for a main just because they can just do symbiote enemies. And that would just be the most easiest reskin in the world. Literally, they can have the aimbots covered in symbiote and literally say like, "Oh, look, new enemy types." It's what?
I'm happy that in the War for Wakanda they're doing new enemy types instead of all this AIM soldiers. It's AIM, aim.
Yeah, aim.
Like
so
at the end of every mission, you're like, "Thanks, now we can finally dismantle AIM." When? I've played like 400 missions, and you say that every time. Jeez.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see these new enemies. One of them is like a spider-looking thing, I think, and
it looked like a spider robot.
Yes, I mean it's the Claw faction. I'm excited to see. Again, it's good to see a new location that is fully Marvel related. It's good to see new enemies, these new villains. Oh crap! I totally forgot. Crossbones got leaks.
No, not leaked. Confirmed. It was in game. It was in the Game Informer magazine, so it was released to them.
Oh, it was released to them. Okay, I thought it was like leaked by Game Informer. They're like, oh, we weren't really supposed to show that.
No, it was in their magazine, so that means they got permission to show it. Crossbones. He looks like a mix of comic and movie.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like Crossbones. So
he's got the mask.
He's got a Bones mask.
Yes.
That's all that matters. Excuse me, man. Sorry, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. So I mean, he looks cool. Mm-hmm. All I want is I hope his boss fight's cool. I'm guessing. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to expect from his boss fight. I'm guessing just kind of. The worst he could be is a reskin of Taskmaster.
True. I don't like the thought of that though.
Oh man, I hopefully I ain't giving any ideas.
Well, he looked like he was shooting something off his arm.
Yeah.
I bet they better not give him powers.
I don't think they give him powers. It could be just like what if he has like Black Widow's bite or whatever?
That could be what it is too.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All I want to say they showed a couple of environments, a little bit of traversal, and it all looks great. I just want to see it not cut. I just want to see a full mission.
We'll get that. We'll get that on the war table probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really, really loved the outpost from what we saw of it. I was really impressed.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Very, very visually outstanding.
Yeah,
that is.
You told me that there's probably gonna be no roadmap, but I really feel like there's got to be a roadmap. Because like, come on, like War for Wakanda was the end of the roadmap.
Yeah, it was. I feel like they. Sorry,
it's fine.
My brother walked through and opened the door. What they said, I felt like they kind of confirmed they weren't really going to focus on a roadmap at the end, but they kind of, I don't know. I want there to be a roadmap. I would like there to be a roadmap.
Yeah.
I have a feeling there isn't going to be one. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I totally agree with what you're saying. Black Panther is the last one from what we've seen.
Yeah.
So it would be smart to do so. So who knows? I honestly think this is what they're going to do. I think if hypothetically war table's going on, I think they would show Spider-Man first and then do the roadmap like right after. They'll be like, I don't know. They'll do like the whole like Nintendo like and one more thing type of deal.
Yeah,
and then they'll do like a thing where like aimbots are like holding guns or whatever, and then like a web will come down and take one of their guns and like destroy the aimbot with it. Mm-hmm. And then they'll be like, "Yeah, Spider-Man is coming to Marvel's Avengers only on PlayStation," and they would probably show like the roadmap at that.
It would be crazy
Yeah.
Spider-Man is coming to Marvel's Avengers exclusive for PlayStation on the drop of War for Wakanda.
Oh yeah. Oh no! If he came out like tomorrow, oh man,
available now.
I hate to say it, but screw Black Panther. I'm playing Spider.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
There's no way. If they did that though, whew,
maybe he'll be a Christmas present.
You think they'll add a whole new biome with Spider-Man or no?
Like
Queens
no.
or something?
Well, maybe they might add New York. No, I doubt it. They probably
don't think like Queens, New York. Okay.
No.
Oh man, I would feel really bad for other players. We get like a whole new biome.
You know, on September 1st, is the 1-year anniversary of Avengers.
Yes.
And I'm not sure what day that is. 1st? But if September 1st.
I know it's in September, but man, I think it was September 1st. Okay.
Yeah, let me look at the calendar and I'll see what day that is real quick. The 1st is on a Wednesday, which is when an extra beef episode drops. I have an extra beef about the
how did the year go?
The timeline of Avengers.
Oh man. I mean, I don't know.
How it started and how it's going and what happened along the way.
Oh yeah, September 4th. That's when it came out.
September 4th.
Okay. Yeah, it's 4th.
Oh, well, that's on a Saturday, isn't it?
Yes, on Saturday.
Oh, so we can do that.
Yeah, I'll be happy to talk about.
It won't be an extra beef episode. It'll be a normal.
It'll be a normal episode.
Yeah,
and I really just want to see. I'm really hoping this Black Panther thing just changes everything around. Because obviously I still don't believe this game is the whole $60 to $70 thing. So I'm hoping when Black Panther comes out, it could be a good $40 value, Yeah. $44.
Yeah, I agree.
From what I've seen, it looks promising.
Yeah, I hope this brings in more players.
Mm-hmm. And I'd say the longer you wait, the more valuable it gets over time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I mean that's probably just the most simplest thing you could possibly say, but it's true though.
Yeah.
Because obviously when this game launched, but all buggy. I mean, still, I noticed it's when you play by yourself, it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're playing with like when we were playing, we got caught in a couple of bugs.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know why. I guess because it's just online. Nothing too bad. I say we found a few enemies stuck in a wall.
Yeah.
And we need to play. By the way, when I get off from football practice, me and you got to play some Black Panther. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And tell me how the story went and stuff. You know who I think is actually going to be the next character though after Black Panther?
Who?
War Machine. I believe it might. Yeah, War Machine. I know. I was kind of against it before, thinking like, oh, it might be like I think it would be She-Hulk or a Falcon, but I'm for some reason I'm really leaning towards War Machine.
Whoever it is, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. I mean, as it should be, because almost every new character they release, I'm always hyped. See like what world they add or whatever.
All of those characters that they have coming up are different than what most we have.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have anyone that shoots guns besides Black Widow, and that's kind of like barely shooting guns.
Mm-hmm. So something I'm super nervous about though is, let's say they do release War Machine. What's like the new biome they could add? True. Like I get like, I mean, Doctor Strange I could get because they could do like a whole portal type of deal, and go into like a certain dimension.
Well, I mean, like that's the same thing with Hawkeye. Like, what could they add with Hawkeye? And they added the future.
Future Wastelands, yeah.
So
Kate, they didn't add nothing with Kate though. They just did mission, right?
Yeah, it was just mission.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's really just kind of just wait and see. We'll see what they say.
Yeah,
because it's nothing is guaranteed every time. A new character comes, it doesn't mean there'll be a new biome or a whole new set of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we're just gonna again wait and see. Hopefully, hopefully very soon we will get. I'm praying. I am on my knees praying that we get a new roadmap during the war table.
Yes.
At the very end. Yes. I'm gonna see if I can try to watch it during school. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna stick around. Get my Chromebook. I'm gonna.
Well, you'll be doing like history while you're watching the war table, and
there's more important things at hand here.
But is that all you got for games?
That's all I have. I wish I could have something to say about Gotham Knight, Suicide Squad, or Guardians of the Galaxy.
I can say something about Suicide Squad that isn't a piece of news, but it's a thought of mine. After watching The Suicide Squad, I'm more excited to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
I'll be honest, I'm probably in the same boat with you.
Yeah, Even though King Shark's a lot different in both of those.
Yeah, I wish he was more like
okay. For example, King Shark in the Suicide Squad was like dumb and voiced by Sylvester Stallone. He talked like, book read, so smart me.
Yeah.
And then the one in the Kill the Justice League game is like, look, it's the mighty Superman.
Yeah, he sounds like very intelligent.
Yeah.
Very sophisticated in a way.
The mighty Superman just saved that man, the helicopter pilot.
Yeah. I mean, I really want. And by the way, I wanted to expect Starro to be in a bunch of comic books and media now. By the way, I just want to point that out because that's usually what happens with movies. As soon as like something releases, everybody be like, "Oh, I like Starro."
I just gotta say that James Gunn has no right to make me feel bad for a giant starfish.
I know. I mean, that was perfect.
And then at the end, he was like, "I was happy floating and looking at the stars," and he just dies. I was like,
there we go.
I was like,
they did start really good. They even did like the whole starfish on the face thing. I was like, man, they just got it. They got to a team there.
Yeah. Suicide. It was a good movie. I've seen it 5 times. Loved it every time. Never got worse for me.
Yeah, see it twice. I would say it got a little bit worse for me, but again, it doesn't matter because it's still a 9 for me. You know.
Mm-hmm. That line, I realized this is one of my favorite lines as well in the movie, where they had just killed all of the freedom fighters when they found Rick Flag.
Oh yeah,
and they were all like, "What did you do?" And they were like, "Oh, nothing. No, I don't know." And then Hook It Up Man goes, "I turned them all into my mother, and then I killed them."
Oh yeah, nothing happened. I mean, the tidy whities. I think that's still.
No, you freaking tighty whities. No, that's just racist.
That's racist.
And then what was another one? Let's see.
There's a lot of.
And I'm trying to find one of my favorite ones. I like every time where King Shark goes nom nom. I cut it on with subtitles this past time that I watched it for the first time. So I didn't do that originally to understand what some of the lines were said. I had no idea that the line when the thinker was talking to Ratcatcher and she was like, how would you feel with 100 dirty rodents up your butt or something like that? And he was like, you don't want to know the answer to that.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
I was like, what?
I didn't hear him the first time. But like I was in the theater the second time, and like me and my friends, we all kind of looked at each other. It's like, did he just say that?
And then the same at the end, another line that I didn't read. Whenever King Shark was walking with everybody, and he was like nom nom, and they're like, no, that's not nom nom. Now that I didn't realize that the thing when he goes nom nom, and they're like, no, is that really what you're thinking right now? And he goes, no, that nom nom though. And they were like, no. He was like, oh.
I liked King Shark in it. I wish they had more Weasel.
He'll come back. I guarantee it.
He bet. Literally, I promise you, they are going to make a short film about Weasel on HBO Max.
Yay.
That's going to happen. My friend Daniel, the one that went off to college, as I said earlier in the episode, he hated Weasel. He's like, that thing should die.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. Even though it was hilarious when he fell from the plane and hit the white screen into the water and he was like drowning. He was like, did anyone check if the Weasel could swim?
Yeah.
Amanda Waller just looked.
Hearing it in person's not it like hearing it in person's okay, or like when they show him drowning is okay, but I think it's funnier hearing it on like the video camera. I think it's like really funny that way. Well, I mean that's all I gotta say for Suicide Squad. I mean, great movie. I mean, I recommend. I mean, go to theater, see it, bring up that box office money.
Yes, we're getting a Peacemaker show. It's already finished filming.
Yeah, and James Gunn has hinted at more side stuff with Suicide Squad stuff. Yeah,
and there were rumors that he was being tapped to make a Gotham City Sirens movie.
Okay.
But then that rumor is debunked by him. But then there are new rumors now that he's going to be doing the next Justice League.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Which, okay, as long as it's better than Justice League.
Josh. It's like Josh Knight. It's like Josh Whedon or Zach Whedon League. That's what I call it. It's a mix of both.
Oh yeah. But if you guys want to know our thoughts on all that, you can go watch the Comic Book Burrito Extra Beef Zack Snyder's Justice League video.
Which that is our longest episode.
It is
ever.
Mm-hmm.
For meaning 4 hours.
Yeah. So we need to end this off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wrap this up. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
of this week. This is really fun to do, as always.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, corrections, you can get with me on Instagram at DarianH4404. That's DARIENH4404. Visit my story after the episode of Extra Beef drops on Tuesday to vote on what the next episode should be. What about you, Lennon?
Well, you can do the voting same on my Instagram account and our official Instagram account. Our official Instagram account is The Comic Book Burrito, and my Instagram account is Spider_Landon.
Yep.
I'm sure all y'all know how to spell that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Peace. Excelsior.